Hello everyone and welcome to another episode. Today we shall be reviewing Acre Manor in Bethel Park, PA. We go there every year. Wasn't actually on the list this year, but some circumstances made us check it out. And a little spoiler, we're glad we did.
Yeah.
We will be doing a ticket giveaway for some escape rooms, not Acre Manor for this one, but for escape rooms in Titusville. So if you want to know how you can get a chance to win that, make sure you stay tuned later in the video. But that being said, enjoy this episode of Haunt Talk. Alright, so before we get into the review, a couple things. As we kind of stated in a little intro there, we didn't originally actually plan on going to Huntermaker because we've been Acre Manor because we've been there so many times. But Fright Farm, some things happened, so we ended up going there after Doodaws. So if you haven't seen the review for Doodaws, which is a new haunt, go check that out. We will be going to Fright Farm in a future video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But yes, if you're unfamiliar with Acre Manor, it's basically a multi-themed haunt, but you don't choose like the order you go in. It's all one after another. It's one giant haunt with multiple themes that intertwine like with each other. Some new things that they did this year that I really liked as you walk in, they have a whole midway this year.
Yeah.
Which I took a video of. I'll insert that here. It's very like old school Halloween, which you know is our favorite.
Hey.
Lot like this giant like I don't even know what you call it. It wasn't a tree, but like a stack of pumpkins?
Stack of pumpkins and boxes and spooky shit.
Yeah. They have like a little bar thing, which we've never went to that just because it's far away and we don't really want to drink anything before we like have to drive back. But I think it's just beer. I don't know if they have cocktails there or anything. Yeah. They have the maze that you can upcharge for, and they have some escape rooms you can do as well. We didn't do any of that stuff. We just did the main attraction. I really think that area is really cute, and I'm kind of glad they did it.
Yeah.
No one is playing the carnival games or anything, but I don't know. It just had a really fun vibe just kind of walking through there. So yeah. I like that, and I kind of hope they stick with that and maybe expand upon that idea in some way. I don't really know in what way, but in some way in the future. But yes, that being said, we're going to go ahead and get right into the review, which as always means we must refer to the Book of the Dead! Book of the Dead! Book of the Dead! Book of the Dead! Alright, so as always, we will start with sets and props.
To the haunted house itself, like we said, there's 4... Is it 4 or 5?
I don't know. Didn't I put that in the notes? Yeah, there's London, the Asylum, the Wharf, the Voodoo, the Yeti, and the Halloween. So like maybe 6. I don't know. That's why I don't know if all of those are completely separate, but that's how I separated them.
Yeah. So it feels like the last time we were there, that the paths kind of changed a little bit.
I feel like we also say this every year. We're always like, did it change?
Yeah.
I think they do change it in some way.
Let's see. What's this one saying?
But I just feel like we feel that way every year we go there. It's
like,
I think I'm going in a different area. But anyways, yeah, so the first area is still kind of that, like, I don't know.
Plague, Jack the Ripper, Streets of London kind of stuff. A lot of people coughing and feeling sick and yelling at you because you're out after curfew and stuff. Then the next area was a newer area, which was, I guess this is a theme that they did years ago.
Yeah, which I was there when they had the asylum before.
Yeah, so it was like a hospital, asylum kind of thing, which I really liked how they tied it into the Streets of London and the plague, cool. And then it was like this old school medical stuff blending into the new school medical stuff. Yeah. And I just really liked that blend.
Because there's like a tunnel, and as you're walking down it, there's people like screaming about their dead husbands and the plague, but you can see like ambulance lights off in the distance, so it like slowly transitions from all these sick people to the hospital, and I just kind of like that transition. I don't know 100% if that was on purpose, but it was kind of cool. It was kind of like going old medical to newer medical, but all, of course, deranged and haunted houseified, but still.
So Then again, it was into the like a fisherman's wharf kind of water area / a little bit bayou as well.
The order of this might be screwed up. I think Voodoo was actually before the wharf, but I just kind of typed them as I remembered them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Voodoo area is kind of just that. It's a really impressive like cemetery and a devil church. One thing, it's kind of weird. Then it goes like a small glow-in-the-dark like section for like 2 rooms. I always find that area a little bit strange.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Yeah, but I love the cemetery and the devil church and all of that. That stuff's always a standout. Of course, the Yeti section, which we've said before many times, we love it. They have the giant Yeti hands. They have the giant Yeti animatronics and like props and stuff. You're like going through the woods and cabins. It's really cool. And then they have like the traditional Halloween theme at the end, which I also really like. I feel like I was told by someone maybe that they were going to get rid of it, but then decided just to go even more like whole hog with it.
Yeah, because I remember them saying that they were going to get rid of it and they were going to put something new, and then it was still there, and we're like, oh.
Yeah, one of my favorite entries to any haunted house because it's like all the blow molds.
Yeah.
And they're lit, and it just looks like you're going to an old school Halloween party when you walk into the facade of the final area. And I love it. It's probably one of my favorite like visuals of the entire experience of 100 Acre Manor. I love that scene.
They do have a lot of animatronics in this haunt. Some were working and some weren't.
I would say the majority of them were, though, this time.
Yeah. It seemed like they either like got new ones or they fixed the ones that were in there, because it seemed like a lot more were doing things than previous years.
But they do the animatronics good way. There's actually some that are placed in a way that actually did startle me.
Yeah.
Like in dark rooms and in ceilings and in corners.
Yeah.
If not, they typically are just used as distraction, which I like. They never rely on just having the animatronics. I don't think it's a haunt that's just that. It's just eye candy and no substance, which we'll get to that in actors. But the one thing that we're pretty positive was a new scene is right after. So there's this area that's been there since as long as they've had that Londonish area where there's like a person trying to sell you caskets.
Yeah.
Now as you turn like the corner and go through a little bit more, it's like all those caskets she was trying to sell you is now like a maze of like old school wooden caskets you have to go through. And I thought that was really cool. So I'm pretty sure that's new. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was new.
Yeah. Very, very little dead space through this haunt. Like, I really don't recall seeing any kind of black walls or anything that didn't have something on it.
There's like a couple tunnels, but even they have like fog and lighting effects that's disorienting as you they're used more like to get you from one place to the next type of situation.
Yeah.
Of course, the wharf is always a standout with all the water effects. That's been there since I've started going there, since I was in high school. Or, well, it's like, somewhere around there, like 2010 and stuff. Since I've been going to 100 Acre Manor, they've had this, but it's cool. There's a waterfall, but now they've made it, they have changed it a bit. There's a toilet that tries to, like, literally drench you in water. They have a cool shark puppet, which that was one of the few things that wasn't working. And they had an alligator one that was there before, and, like, there's, like, one of those tilty rooms, and it wasn't working either.
Yeah.
I do like that you get to go behind the waterfall as well, so I think that's cool. You walk in front where the waterfall is filling, like, this giant pond, and then you actually have to go up and walk behind it, which I think is neat.
Lots and lots of really gross smells.
Yeah, this place has a lot of really gross smells. The final scene almost made me barf. Like, smells don't affect me that much, but it smelled so much like poop. So much like poop. Like, it didn't smell like it was a scent. It smelled, because, like, usually you can tell, like, that's a scent, but this smelled like someone smeared crap on the walls.
Yeah, it was pretty rancid.
I think it was a short scene, but yeah.
Yeah, a lot of, like, areas that were, like, you know, like a butchery kind of area, and it smelled like rotting flesh, and just it was very effective because it did get you into that scene, and you were just like, oh, ew.
Yeah, something else we like about 100 Acre Manor is they do have, as I always describe it, it's like texture to the haunt, like ramps and things that are like uneven to kind of like almost like funhouse elements.
Yeah.
Which is cool because it just adds a little bit of something. It makes it so it's not just this flat haunt. I mean, I don't know if this haunt is handicap accessible. I would assume no, unless there's routes around that stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple things you definitely couldn't do, but I'm not positive about that.
Yeah.
But
if you know, let us know.
That's like the only downside, and you do like wacky things in haunted houses. You kind of. But you know, as always, this place has really great sets and props. We really liked the asylum area. Even though I liked the old alien area, it was getting a little worse for wear.
Yeah.
And it needed replaced. And I think that this was a good addition, as well as the touch-ups and like changes that we think they made at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're giving Sets and Props a 9.25.
Yeah. So moving on to actors. There was a ton. Like, so many. I was really, really thoroughly impressed with how many actors were just everywhere. And like we've gone before where like there's like nobody. Like we go like from room to room to room and we're like, is anybody gonna scare us?
Yeah.
And this time it did not happen like that at all. Like, every room had at least one person in there.
Yeah, there's a couple spots where it was like just bombarding.
Yeah.
Like the specific spot was towards the end of the London area going to the asylum. There were so many people just wailing and jumping out, and we ended up getting conga line. Well, I shouldn't say conga line. We ended up getting another group caught up with us. And so we became basically a line. This is about half of the haunt, probably would say, probably about a group of like 6 to 8 people.
Yeah.
And they still managed to get like everyone in the group. Like they'd get me or they'd get Kim or they'd get them. It was like constantly someone was pretty much always screaming from a jump scare or, just whatever, and actors being weird. It was, I've never seen there be this many actors. It was like every corner you turned, there was something happening. It was really cool.
And even if there wasn't a lot of actors in that room, they had the opportunity and the capability of scaring you numerous times with just one actor. Because I know there was one area where the guy popped out at us, and then we rounded a corner and he popped out at us again, and then we rounded another corner and he popped out at us. Yeah. So they have like, those little like secret passages that a lot of these haunts have, where he was able to get us in like numerous spots, and it was very effective.
Coming from different angles as well. Like, somebody might come up from above or under a table, and the hiding places are also, a lot of them are like pretty much impossible to see. Yeah. Like there's so many times where like you're walking and you think it's just a black wall, but the black wall's open and someone runs at you, and it's just, I don't know, I thought it was really cool, and getting to see it, I've always known this place had the potential for this, but I just feel like they've never been staffed quite enough for as big as this haunt is, so it was finally nice getting to see it staffed appropriately. And not only was it staffed appropriately, all the actors had great energy. A lot of them had like dialogue, they would talk to you a bit, not just boo or just like some people did that. There was more than just that, which is always, greatly appreciated, especially like the people in the like London area. They were less jump scary and more just like stalking and just wailing and just like
really getting you into that scene of the plague and just people in misery and just death and stuff. They were just like miserable, and they were just like and like moaning, and it was just like it put you in there, like you kind of wanted to like have a mask. You were like, oh, it's kind of gross in here.
And like everyone fit their spot appropriately. Like the asylum, it felt like these people were going insane and stuff like that. And the voodoo people, that was another good one. The church, they were jumping all over the pews and just being wild. And the queue actors are always really good as well. We didn't end up doing the fast pass this time because we didn't get there like 10:30 at night, and the line was, the main queue was full. I've seen it be a lot longer, but it's only, which we'll get into value, it's not that much more. So we did the fast pass. We didn't get to interact with the queue line actors as much as we have previous years. But there's the one, it was really funny. She had this, it was like the bust of it was like just a bust, and it had a glow necklace on it, and she had like a name for it. I think she called him Ghostbuster. That's what she kept calling him. And she had like a whole thing, and it's funny because you ask them questions and they just come up with stuff like that to answer you. But then, of course, there's the amazing girl, and she's been there quite a few times that we've been there, that, like, lets you into the haunt. And, like, she's hilarious. She, like, shined this light in her eyes, and she, like, was like, oh, I think there's something wrong with you. And, like, maybe go through, like, this whole checklist of, like, all the things. Like, have you grown extra hair lately? Have you had this, and that? And it was just kind of funny. And how she's just kind of, like, mean to you, but, like, in a fun way. I don't know. I always think she does a phenomenal job.
I had a little interaction with, there's a guy, a really big guy that is a zombie, and he literally just snarls and growls at people. He doesn't do anything else. He just
and he's been there many years as well.
Yes, he's been there many years, and he just comes up and just like very aggressively growls at you and stuff like that. And he came up to me, and we basically had a conversation where we just growled at each other. And it was just really funny because he was just like, it was like, okay.
Yeah, they were great. Yeah, I'm so pleased with the actors this year to actually finally see it like this. It almost reminded me of times of like Ghoul Brothers with how many there were during our experience. Not quite, because again, Ghoul Brothers is ridiculous, but it still had that element of just like, man, there's so little dead space. Yeah, we gave actors a 10 this year. They definitely deserve that. There's nothing I would improve. There's plenty of them out, and they were all great. So now we'll get into scare factor.
Yay.
Again, not a lot to add here that we haven't talked about, but yeah, tons of jump scares. Decent amount of gore in this haunt. Not anything crazy, but those scents will really gross you out. There are like some really gross things like the meat curtains towards you and you have to push away through. That always is just nasty to touch that. But again, very overwhelming with the sounds, especially in like the asylum and stuff. And since there's so many themes, I feel like they're going to play on a lot of fears. So if there's something that bothers you, you're probably going to find something in the haunt that kind of has like a phobia. Nothing too crazy intense. Like obviously, again, they don't touch you or anything like that, but they do get very close. And again, they come out of all the places.
Yeah, like, and they had, the animatronics were actually very, very well placed because they were used mostly as a distraction, but sometimes they would actually get you with a good scare.
Yeah, I would say at least 3 of them kind of made me go like this, like, oh my gosh, like, because they're so loud. And again, they put them in places where you wouldn't expect. Again, a lot of times the one that got me were ones that were up, like in dark corners, and all of a sudden a flashing light turns on and it's like, or whatever it might be doing. But yeah, again, I think that it's decently scary, mainly from the jump scares and stuff like that. And the song's also so beautiful that it's so easy to get distracted. You don't know where to look because you're just like looking at all these amazing things, and it's just so easy for the actors to come and get you. But yeah, we gave Scare Factor a 9. We think it is a very scary for a traditional type of haunted house with its scares.
Yeah.
So we're going to take just a little break from the review. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the giveaway. So again, it's going to be for Unlock the Adventure Escape Room in Titusville. So do not enter this if you can't go. So you're going to need to do 2 things. And if you watch the Nightmare Cleveland thing, it's going to be the same way to do it. You need to comment, I want the tickets. And you can say other things in the comments as well. We encourage it. But at least say, I want the tickets. And you also need to click the link that'll be in the description of the video, and there's just a little form you need to fill out. You fill it out, submit it. And again, like the other one, there's going to be a password you're going to need to enter. That password for this one is going to be Unlock 2024. So you're just going to type that in. It doesn't matter if it's not case sensitive, blah, blah, blah. You just need to put that in the form where it says that, so I know that you actually watch as part of the video, and I know what you're submitting for since we're doing multiple giveaways this year. If you neglect to do that, then I won't be able to enter you. And also, do not comment that. Only enter that in the form. If you comment it, I will delete your comment and you won't be entered. So yeah, we will be messaging the winner through email next Friday. So when you're watching this, it'll probably be like the 27th if you're watching when it came out, and we'll be emailing the winner on the 4th. So you have a week to basically get in there, and then sometime later on the 4th, we will message you. We'll also post it on Facebook. We will talk about it probably in a video, but again, that'll be after you already know and have got your tickets. But make sure you're looking in those things, checking your email, or looking on Facebook and stuff like that, because we'll need response for you, because if we don't hear back from you, assume you're not going to use the tickets, and we will then pick another person. And then the second thing Kim would like to do on this video, and we're going to do this in a couple other videos, is because trick or treat, we're going to be trying during certain reviews weird little treats. So Kim took it upon herself to buy us the Coca-Cola Oreos.
We're not endorsed or anything like that, but I figured I'd show the little package for you.
Yeah, we're also going to be doing some weird Halloween treats. If this is something you actually like to see us do, let us know. But it's something that we thought would be fun. So go ahead and open it. Now, I have tried actually the Oreo Coca-Cola. So it's weird. It's like a Coca-Cola. So it's a weird collaboration where there's an Oreo-flavored Coca-Cola, then a Coca-Cola-flavored Oreo. The soda isn't bad.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, smell it. It smells like Coke.
Man, it smells like, this is strange. That one was fine. This one I'm a little bit put off by. And I think there's something in there to actually make it fizzy, right? Like
there's
Pop Rocks
popping
or something.
candy in here, yes.
So if you're familiar with the channel, we used to do like food reviews back in the day. We don't do that anymore because people did not watch them, but we thought it might be fun to do like weird little things randomly. So we'll just take a bite, let you know what we think, and then get back to the review. As you can see, it says Coke on the back, and the front's just Oreo. It smells like a Coca-Cola like bottle cap.
Yeah. I mean...
Oh, I hate Pop Rocks. Here. I don't know. It tastes like Coke.
It really does.
It's weird.
It's very weird.
I'll say it tastes like X-Cola. I don't know if it tastes exactly like Coca-Cola, but it tastes like a cola flavored candy for sure. I would say the Coca-Cola flavored, the Oreo flavored Coca-Cola tastes more like an Oreo, weirdly enough, than this tastes like Coke. But it definitely does have a cola flavor to it. I just do not like Pop Rocks. I do not like the sensation of it. So I'm not the biggest fan of these.
They aren't really doing anything. So.
But, anyways. So the next thing we have to talk about then is value. So it looks like their price is static. It doesn't look like it fluctuates from day to day. So they have a few different options though. So it's $30 for general, $40 for VIP, and that's just you skip the line. $65 for super VIP, skip the line and get a hoodie. And they have this crazy thing, which is $85 for legendary VIP, which skip the general admission line, 100 Acre Manor's t-shirt, 100 Acre Manor's lanyard, commemorative legendary VIP badge, 1 maze admission ticket, plus 4 midway game tickets, plus, my god, special legendary VIP discounts on merchandise, plus special legendary VIP discount on Enigma Project, 1 escape room ticket. So yeah, there you go. That was a lot of things I just said because it's a lot of things that are included in this. So I mean, I guess there might be someone out there that this is for. Like if you plan on doing all the things that they offer, this is probably going to be, I'm assuming I didn't do the math, I'm assuming it's going to be cheaper.
Probably.
They are charging like $15 for a 5-minute escape room, which I find a lot, right? Because like you can do like a 4-hour-long escape room in this area for like 20 to 30.
Yeah.
So 15 for a 5-minute escape room, because I've done those before. I haven't done theirs, so I can't speak on it, but seems a little bit much. But again, the only thing we review on for value is general. We just review on the price that you would have to pay to experience.
Yeah.
All the other stuff's optional and is a luxury, right? So, and it took 21 minutes to get through, which is usually 21 to 25, this place always is. So we gave it an 8.75 for value. I think that it's a fair value. $30 is about average for the area, and it's a good quality haunt, obviously, so 8.75.
And that brings us to our overall score, which is a 9.25.
Yep. This has probably been our favorite year we've been, at least in the last 5 years for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. If you like 100 Acre Manor, this is not a year to skip. You definitely should go this year. If you haven't been there, this is a great year to go for the first time. Yeah. And again, there's places that aren't that far. Rachel's Fright Farm is only about 45 minutes to an hour. That Doodah's place. There's the Demon House, which we've been to once before. That's really close, and you can look up. There's a bunch of others that you can go to, so you can really make up a night of it. You're just going to have to buy Fast Pass to get to multiple, probably.
Yeah,
yes. Have you been there? What did you think of it? Let us know. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. Also, make sure you're ringing that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.